Well, hello everyone. It's time for the Carpool Chronicles. Tried to do the video a minute ago. I don't know what happened. I had the phone on Do Not Disturb and I was disturbed. Do you hear me? So I'm having a wonderful day, you guys. In the carpool line, got here a little late, but it's okay. Nevertheless, they'll be okay. They will be okay. So I want to put a disclaimer out there for you guys. I'm not a licensed counselor. I am not a pastor. I'm not a preacher. None of that. Okay. I'm just somebody who has gone through some difficult times and made it out. Okay. Somebody that's gone through some rough times and made it through. And so I just give you suggestions and different things that worked for me when I was in the tough spots, when my back was against the wall. And I was able to come out of those tight places. So want to make sure, just put that out there, I am not. So I get all kinds of messages and different things, guys, from various people, but I got one and it was someone saying how, they were tired and some things that they were going through. And I just wanted to share some things that worked for me. When I was going through my divorce and I was battling depression and things like that, the weekends were hard for me. The weekends were hard because I wasn't as busy. I wasn't moving around. We get distracted with work and cooking and cleaning and taking care of kids, homework and different things like that. So on the weekend when things slow down and the kids are kind of doing their own thing and we're not being pulled in so many directions, we have time to sit with our feelings. And I would get so overwhelmed to be, because I would feel sad and I would feel lonely and I would feel depressed, and social media was my enemy, and you look on there and everybody's having a wonderful time and they're having these different events and going to these different things. And I just felt like my world was at a standstill. Like everything was moving around me, but me, I was stuck and I couldn't move forward or back. But that was mental, guys. That was mental. It was because of the way that I was feeling. And you put these mental blocks up and you have this negative self-talk, and then it makes us feel worse. Okay? I was not stuck, but in my mind, because of what I focused on and because of my fears, I felt as though I was stuck because I was afraid to move forward because I didn't know what was going to be ahead of me. Here I am, now it's a single parent with 5 children, being alone for the first time ever in my life, having to be the sole provider and manage bills and, car, getting oil changed and things that were just foreign to me, guys. It's some simple things like putting out trash, here it is, I'm doing all these things. And so there was the fear of the unknown. And so that's what kept me feeling like I was stuck. But once I got out of faith and out of fear and I moved to faith, then I was able to move forward, walking by faith and not by sight, not focusing on what was going on around me, not sitting and worrying about what was ahead of me, but trusting that today is not a surprise to God. He knew that I would be here. He knew that I would be going through this divorce. He knew that I would be depressed. So he's already made a way of escape. He's always provided for me. So why would he stop providing for me now? And guys, that's what's important for us to remember. If you think back to the most horrible times of your life or the most difficult thing that you've ever gone through, if you think back, you made it out. You made it out okay. Like it wasn't easy, but you survived it. Now I want you to think about how much time you spent in that place, in that season, how much time you spent worrying needlessly, how many times you stayed up at night worrying about something that God had already taken care of. Like I look back at situations and circumstances that God has delivered me from or brought me through. And I wasted time sitting and stewing and crying and worrying when it had already been taken care of. So you gotta look back, check his record, baby. He never fails us. He's not a man. He cannot lie. He makes ways out of no ways. He's a miracle worker. He's a promise keeper. He's a light in the darkness. Do you understand what I'm telling you? And because he's brought you out before, he'll do it again. He's the same God. And I know that what you're going through is difficult. I'm not taking anything away from it. It's hard. It hurts. It's difficult. You're afraid. You don't know what's about to happen. I get it. But I need you to pull yourself out of that just for a second. I need you to come out of that. I need you to look up and look out and realize that it is not as bad. Nothing is as bad as it first appears, guys. And anything you stop feeding, it dies. If you stop watering a plant, it dies. You stop feeding a dog, it dies. You stop feeding a person, a human being, it's going to die. Anything that you stop feeding is going to die. So when you stop feeding that fear, it's gonna die, baby. You gotta stop feeding. You say, okay, how am I feeding fear? You're feeding the fear when you're worrying. Every time you worry, every time you're anxious, every time you sit and you go through the what ifs. What if this happened? What if that happened? What if he say this? What if she do that? What am I gonna do? What if I can't afford this divorce? What if they ask me for if I gotta pay somebody out of the house? Or what if this? Or what am I gonna do if I'm not getting this child support? Or what am I gonna do because I lost my job? When you these are normal things that you are going to think about. It's okay to think about them. What's not okay is to worry about them. Because worrying is not going to change your situation. And anytime you're worrying about something, you're out of faith. And I do it all the time. Yes, I do. I do it and I have to pull myself back and I say, oh, wait, I'm not operating in faith. I'm operating in fear. You understand? So we need to be, faith is the evidence of things hoped for and things not seen. Okay? So you got to believe it before you see it. You got to believe that you're coming out, even though it don't feel like you're coming out. You got to believe that you're coming out no matter what is coming at you. And things happen so fast. Guys, they happen so fast. And then 1 minute the car not working. The next minute the dryer goes out. The next minute the kid is suspended. The next minute somebody in the hospital. I understand that it's coming at you from all different directions. But you were not built to fight every war. You're tired because you're swinging at air and you're fighting with all your might. You're just fighting to stay alive. You're fighting to breathe. You're fighting to be happy. You're fighting to smile in front of your children. You're fighting to smile in front of your friends and your family. You're fighting just to have a position. You're fighting just to be able to get up out the bed. I get it. But you got to take it off of yourself and put it on Christ. You weren't made to fight every battle. See, you gotta realize that when you stop fighting and when you learn how to rest, that's when God does his best work. But as long as you swinging, as long as you fighting, he feel like you got it under control. Well, let me see how long she gonna swing. Let me see how long he gonna keep fighting. Let me see how long he gonna stay in fear and not faith. Because you're not trusting him. How would you feel if your children asked you to do something and then they keep coming back to you and asking you for the same thing over and over again? Well, mama, you said, daddy, you said, you remember, don't forget, come on, I need this by tomorrow. Can you just do it now? Because I got to have it tomorrow because the teacher wanted it. And you keep telling them, I'm going to do it, I'm going to take care of it. But they keep reminding you like they don't have faith in you, like they don't believe that you're going to take care of it. And you like, don't I take care of everything? Don't I handle everything? Don't I send the teacher the email? Am I going to pay for the field trip and sign a permission slip? Don't I always come through? Why you keep asking me that? Why you keep doing that and putting that? See, that's what we do. When we do that to God, we're saying we don't trust him. We're saying we don't have faith. We're saying we don't believe that he's going to take care of that. You cannot do it on your own. So when you're walking through this divorce, as you're walking through the sickness, as you're walking through your valley, whatever that is, custody battles, what all the things that we go through, guys, rest in Christ. You do what you can do and let him do the rest. Do what you can do. You show up. You show up prepared. You take all the necessary precautions. You take all the necessary steps. Do everything that you can do in your power, in your strength, in your knowledge, and you let him do the rest. That's what you do. That's what you do. Yeah. Stop trying to think for other people. You sitting up at night worrying about what the other person thinking about and how they gonna counteract what you did and what they gonna say about this and what they gonna do about that. You can't do that. Whatever they do, they gonna do it anyway. It's nothing you can do about it. You can't stop it. You can't do anything about it. So you might as well go to bed and get you some sleep. Rest yourself. Rest your mind. Rest your heart. Let yourself be at ease and give yourself permission to be at peace. That's what you gotta do. Because you can't control other people. The only person that you can control is you. And you having a hard enough time controlling yourself and your mind and your thinking. So how you feel like you're gonna think for somebody else? That's why you tired. You're not getting no rest. You worrying yourself. You trying to figure everything out. You can't. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna be able to figure everything out. And if you do, that don't mean that it's gonna go the way you planned it. It don't mean that everything is gonna happen A, B, C, D, E, F, G like you want it to. So you just have to understand that God is in control. No matter how good you are, no matter, we super women, we do all kind of stuff. No matter how strong you are, man, God is still in control. He is. You're not. Yeah, think about that. You're not. And the more you try to be in control and the more you try to manipulate situations and the more you try to manipulate people into doing what you want them to do, you're getting further and further away. You're getting deeper and deeper in a hole. And that's why you feel like you feel. And that's why you're tired. Rest. Relax. Trust. Stay in faith. Allow God to fight your battles. You can't fight every battle. Every battle is different. Sometimes you can. I know, Mom, you say you can't take no knife to a gunfight. You got to know what you're going into. You got to know what you're dealing with. And you trying to do everything the way you've been doing it because that worked in that season or that worked with that person. And this is a whole nother fight because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. So you looking at the person. You looking at the situation. It ain't got nothing to do with it. The enemy is after your mind. He's after your peace. Because if he could get you distracted and get you off guard and get you off watch, then he could have the whole house. He can have the whole, everything connected to you. He can get it. Yeah, he comes to bind the strong man. Once he bind the strong man, he come in and take over the whole house. You might not believe in the devil. You may not believe in God. Just know that person that's after you, they're not really after you. They after your joy. They after your peace. They after your mind. That's what they're after. Yeah. That's what they do. And if they can break you down, they're gonna break you down. But if God is going before you, and God is fighting the battle for you, and you stay hid behind him, right? Then you don't even have to open your mouth. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to swing. You don't have to do nothing but rest, baby. That's what I want you to do, rest. All right. I love y'all so much. Take care, enjoy your day, and get you some rest. Stay in faith, not fear.